In our last class, we understood about the basic concept of sexual reproduction in humans. Now, in this class, we will be dealing with the male reproductive system. In humans, sexual reproduction is the process of fusion of male and female gametes. And these gametes are produced in male and female reproductive system, right? So let us start to understand this process in brief. And first of all, we will study male reproductive system. So male reproductive system, it generally produces the male gamete, which is known as a sperm, and that male gamete or sperm is produced in primary reproductive organ, which is known as testes. In males, two testes are present, and these are the gonads. Testes is a gonad which produces the sperm. Now, apart from a primary reproductive organ, that is testes, male reproductive system has three more parts, out of which one is accessory duct, which is a pipe-like network present in the system. Then you will find the presence of glands along with the external genitalia. So all these four parts are there of male reproductive system. We will see all these in next slides. So primary reproductive organ, which is known as testes, these are the pair of testes, mesodermal in origin, and are formed in the lower abdominal cavity. See, this is the lower abdominal cavity, and in this you will find testes 1 and 2. Two testes are present. They are located in pouch-like structure called as scrotum. So they are present in the pouch. This is the pouch-like structure and it is known as scrotum. Now, during early fetal stages, you will find that the testes develop in the abdominal cavity, and later they descend into the scrotal sac through the passage called as inguinal canal. So here you can see this is the inguinal canal, and these are responsible for descending these testes out of the body, or you can say in the scrotal sac. Each testis is oval in shape, 4 to 5 cm long and 2 to 3 cm wide. Now let us see the histology of testes. The testes is externally covered by a collagenous connective tissue layer called as tunica albuginea. Here, this part, this is the outer covering or outer layer of the testes, and this outermost part is the, here you can see this is the outermost part is the tunica albuginea. Then outer to this, that means this is here, this part is tunica albuginea, and outer to it is an incomplete covering called as tunica vaginalis. This is this one. Outer to this tunica albuginea you will find tunica vaginalis. This is the thin membranous and vascular layer. Fibers from tunica albuginea divide each testes into about 200 to 300 testicular lobules. This we will see in detail. Okay, so let us imagine the part of a testis in its longitudinal section. Let us assume this is the longitudinal section of a testis. Now in this is the outermost part of the testes, and there are inside this testes you will find there are testicular lobules. Here, see, these are the compartment or room like structures. These are the rooms or compartment present in the testes, and these are called as testicular lobules. These are generally 250 in number, and like in each testis you will find 250 testicular lobules. Now these testicular lobules, they further grows and they form coiled tube-like structure. They form a coiled tube-like structure which is known as seminiferous tubules. See here, you can see here. In each testicular lobule, you will find two to three seminiferous tubules. These are the seminiferous tubules. Pipe-like structures, tube-like structures are present, known as seminiferous tubules, and this is the actual site for sperm production. Sperm is produced here. Okay. Now these coiled tube-like structures, or you can say seminiferous tubules, they further grows and they form network of tubules, and these network of tubules, it is known as rete testes. Here, this part that you can see, it is the rete testes. It is a network of tubules. These seminiferous tubules, they are joining together, they're forming a network of tubules, and it is known as rete testes. These further forms vasa efferentia. These further forms vasa efferentia. You can see here, these are further growing as vasa efferentia. Then these vasa efferentia then grows to epididymis. This highly coiled part that you can see over here is the epididymis. This will further grow into the epididymis, and this epididymis will further grow to vas deferens. This part, this is the vas deferens. Now out of these structures, rete testes, vasa efferentia, epididymis, and vas deferens, these four contribute to accessory ducts. A part of a male reproductive system is an accessory duct. So these rete testes, vas efferentia, epididymis, vas deferens, they form the accessory ducts. And now the last part of this testes, you can see here, is vas deferens, and this further it joins to a part of a urethra. This is actually a channel. This complete thing is a channel to throw a sperm out of these testes, or you can say this is the flow of sperms to run out of the testes. Here in this diagram you can see that here you can see the testes, two testes are there. Inside the testes there is a testicular lobule. Then these are further growing to rete testes. Rete testes is further growing to vas efferentia, then to epididymis, and then it is going to vas deferens. Okay, and this vas deferens is, it is joining to the part of urethra. This is a part of urethra, right? So this is how, this is the flow of a sperm, and these four rete testes, vasa efferentia, epididymis, vas deferens, all these four, they contribute to accessory ducts of a male reproductive system. So that was a basic structure of the male reproductive system. Now in next class we will see the process of production of sperm and the other part, that is glands and the external genitalia part of male reproductive system.